Welcome back to Limbus Company, Daily Mirror Dungeon. Today we've got a bit of a silly idea going on here. This is what I'm going to call heavy quotation marks the day one meta. I mean, these are just a bunch of ideas from launch that were pretty good at the time, right? Considered like some of the good ideas then, right? Partially based on, how good we thought they were then, right? Like, I'm not using Warp Dawn because Warp Dawn really was good, but didn't become like super popular till like Teleport, right? I want to say, or at least a little bit later. But as far as what we had, of course, like you were like the strongest unit on launch. That was pretty much undeniable. You were pretty strong. Everyone had Blade Lineage G-Song for free, so like he was just ever present. Gregor had the target extraction at first, so a lot of people had G-Corp Gregor. I don't think he's necessarily. I think he's the weakest of the IDs I've selected here. Maybe, I don't know, but a lot of people had him anyways because of that fact. And we've got LCR Faust and Kurokumo Hung Lu because they're just pretty good 2-stars from launch as well, right? Didn't want to do only 3-stars. Ting Ting was also really good, of course. But I figured, Kurokumo is kind of like a launch staple. And then for the sake of the bit, I just went with all, launch support passives too. No particular reason why. Whether or not the IDs I've selected are actually, like, the meta at launch, I mean, they probably weren't. I'm pretty sure the quote-unquote meta at launch was, like, I guess Bleed? I don't know, it's really hard to say. I think I just started with charge EO gift, or not charge, slash EO gifts, because, just something random, right? We've got a fair bit of slash. The real, launch strategy is not focusing on any status effects, because none of them were good at launch. The best one was probably Bleed, though, simply because, I remember hearing about, like, a week or two after launch, I heard people talking about, like, resetting their account until they had, like, they got, like, the good Bleed IDs from their, like, initial polls. I think that's, like, supposed to be some sort of, like, standard gacha game thing, right? People resetting their accounts until they get what's just, like, the meta. Which feels really weird, but I mean, sure, I guess. And I remember hearing about people, like, trying to be like, oh yeah, you gotta make sure you get Kurokumo Ryoshu and, Bleed stuff. I don't know. I'm not sure how true that was. It was fairly strong at launch time because Kurokumo Ryoshu actually had Bleed count infliction. Not like a lot of it, but more than any other status effect had. Really, the strategy. You didn't really need, like, there wasn't a particular need to have really good stuff until like Railway 1, right? Which was like 2 months in or something. Along those lines, right? A little bit under, but you get what I mean. But yeah. Purposely didn't want to go for the charge EO gift either to simulate, that classic reindeer Ishmael, the reindeer Ishmael that actually could mind whip your ally if you weren't paying attention. We'll start out with a mind whip just for, good old time's sake. Look at that. Isn't that, nostalgic? He's been staggered. How swell is that? He'll be fine, I'm sure. Ishmael's getting one side because of it. Yeah, that's fine. Kills Cloud Cutter. Also, we wouldn't actively want to go with Bleed stuff anyways, because, well, then that would be bad for you. We want to actually get your skill 2 doing the funny stuff that it can only be done if enemies are not doing great on Bleed. Okay, that was a little bit sad, but we're kind of lacking in Sandy, so I mean, it makes enough sense. Fortunately, we wanted the real launch experience. We'd only be getting 3 Battle Pass experience per run. That's right, 3 in experience, not 3 levels, because that's how it was at launch. And also we'd have, that old weird, way of doing the mirror dungeons where everyone started at low level and you gotta, like, level them up and all that sort of stuff. Classics. If you, like, go back and watch, like, the first, like, few Daily Mirror Dungeons or something, you can, like, see, like, some of the stuff back then. Daily Mirror Dungeons started, like, a month into the game or something like that, like, a little over a month. So you won't be able to see, like, the very, very beginning, but it's pretty close enough. It's, like, stuff like Overclock will still be in, like, the game, like, you see the first Daily Mirror Dungeon, but there's still gonna be, like, a fair bit of stuff that's just super weird compared to what we have now. And, enhancing EO gifts didn't exist back then. Why would we enhance EO gifts? Really, maybe we should sell an EO gift that wasn't in Mirror Dungeon 1. Maybe. Although I don't really want to buy any EO gifts either. That's not very, day one meta-y. So maybe I should, like, just sell Resolution, yeah. Because these three are chill. Those three are chill, of course. But Resolution, not really fitting what we're going for, gotta say. Of course, this is a very, you know, fitting floor to get, though. Ida, of course, you know, being, like, the scariest thing, like, day one, right? Ida boss, you know, pre-nerf was fairly scary, simply just because she got so many skill slots. That was really the entire issue with it, right? It was that she got so many more skill slots than you had usually, and she would just be able to, like, get a bunch of one-sides on you, kill you before you could do much about it. I had to do it, like, 3 or 4 times before I was able to beat the fight. And then, like, I think, like, 3 or something days in, the first, like, patch they did for the game. They might have done something, I don't know. The first, like, notable patch they did for the game, they nerfed Ida. She was causing quite a fair bit of issues. I think it was actually, like, the morning of the second day. Or not second day, the third day, technically. The game launched at, like, on, like, a Sunday night. And then the Tuesday morning was when they nerfed Ida. And I had done Ida, like, midday Monday, so just barely got it off in time. Nice, we should be able to get some kills. Yusung being low HP is, like, a little scary, but that'll be fine. That'll be okay. We're chilling. You know what? None of those are, you know, day one enough for me. I'll take Rainy because I can sell it if something I can't use. Yeah, like that. Psh. Why would I want that? We're gonna go, you know... I mean, we gotta go Outcast, right? We can, like, grab, like, one of these or something. Yeah. Those are all Mirror Dungeon 1 EU gifts, so I'm pretty sure we can take our pick of the litter. But yeah, we're not going to buy anything, but we're going to sell these icky Mirror Dungeon 2 and onwards EU gifts. So who cares for them? And, like, you know, there is stuff we could buy that is Mirror Dungeon 1 stuff, but buying EU gifts, that's so, you know, new-fashioned for us. Absolutely going to take the brass ring. Another classic, you know, one of the most classic of the Mirror Dungeon 1 Avno, simply because it was the one, you know, that became the boss of Railway 1, right? And of course we had an ego from that Avno as well at launch with Otis Yasenyata. Which is pretty cool. Okay, G-Corp Head Manager, specifically the Reminisced one, should be an easy enough time. We'll need to be a little bit careful with the mind whipping gaming, because it is very possible if we hit Yisong he just dies, especially since Ishmael is getting her sanity up, so our chances of getting decent bit of heads are pretty high. So maybe we won't go for any really risky mind whips for a little bit. You know, as tempting as it is, we'll wait. We'll wait. I know it's really funny to do it, and, you know, I should just do it anyways. Quick Suppression definitely kills this guy. Yeah. Very, very easily. Cool. What gave... What am I forgetting? I don't know. So it wasn't that, right? I don't know. Ignore my ramblings. You're a 10 charge, so that actually would have been enough for you to mind whip even, you know, before Uptie 4. Although I think you just wouldn't have 10 charge at Uptie 3 based on, you know, how it works and stuff. You just had less charge gain at pre-Uptie 4. But that's fine. We can only be so truthful to our past, right? We gotta take certain degrees of, certain degrees of shortcuts here and there. Unfortunately, much as I hate to do it. Like, you know, Heathcliff getting those 3 additional bullets from the Uptie 4 passive, and that being, like, the only thing he gets from Uptie 4. Lobotomy pack? Oh, of course I'll take the lobotomy pack. That's a good old friend. Carmilla. No. I refuse. I'll take the damage.
제가 원하는 대로 베어버려도 되나요?
Okay. More buggy buddies. Easy enough. You know, let's gamble a little bit. What's the worst that can happen? Gregor. Yeah, Gregor's a pretty classic Mind Whip target. You know, being weak to Blunt. With Liger Domain, he's weak to Wrath as well, and I'm pretty sure I've got Liger Domain equipped. Because, you know, that wasn't like a day one thing, but that was an early season iconic thing, right? You'd get Liger Domain, you'd slot it over suddenly one day because it was significantly better. It wasn't as, like, significantly better back then because, well, back then, at launch, base egos all had a 0 SP cost, right? And Liger Domain had 10 cost, so it just kind of cost more than something like Suddenly One Day as far as Sanity goes. But then, like, a few months in, they made it so base egos cost Sanity. And then Liger Domain costs as much as Suddenly One Day, meaning they effectively indirectly buffed it, right? Effectively. By just making its already worse counterpart seem like even worse of a choice. Definitely a smart thing to change, but like, funny how Liger Domain got off scot-free being a 10 sanity cost 3 target. Little bit crazy.
제가 원하는 대로 베어버려도 되나요?
Little bit. Yeah, now we gotta be really careful about Mind Whip. Because a poorly timed Mind Whip could kill one of our teammates. You really need to get your sanity up. Yeah. I assume I'm just not paying attention and we're getting the Gloom Resonances and triggering your passive frequently. Also, it seems like you're getting some bad speed rolls occasionally. Luckily, Phlebotomy Pack is giving us a way to heal up a little bit. You've also just got like a bit of healing built into you, so that's nice. Be able to not need to worry about our HP situation too badly. I think it's a great cool our Gloom attacks do some healy stuff, but not really the biggest deal since the people who actually need healing don't have any Gloom, right? Don't risk it, as tempting as it is. Sometimes you just gotta refrain from going for the really funny option. Nice. Okay, we should be able to kill them all here. Nice. We're good. Move on to the boss. I didn't see which of the avenues it's gonna be, but obviously, like, no matter what it is, since it is the Kanto 1 floor, it'll be something very classic. This guy's got 8 HP. Mind Whip's a little bit overkill. Your sanity is at a solid 15 still. Love to see it. And by that I mean, why? She's just not having the opportunity to clash too much, I know, but a little bit annoying, that's fine. We could Fluid Sack, you know, that was a launch ego, so, Okay. Alright. The actual most classic of these ones. I've got Quick Suppression, you know what, save it. Let's try and be especially funny on that front, yeah. It's better if you clash the other one, right? Yeah, cool. Dun 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 dun. Can we one-turn the body? Probably not. We can do some decent damage to some of our attacks, don't get me wrong. You get your sanity up, so that's really nice to see. Should be able to stagger. Cloud Cutter is going to be doing a lot for us, that's for sure. Oh yeah, Deep Cut staggers. Okay, cool. I think Cloud Cutter is going to be doing enough damage that Gregor might be able to finish the body off? No. Heads actually probably would have done it. Well, that's fine. We'll live with the situation we're in. We can get more charge and stuff. We can cycle through our, like, dashboard a little bit here. So that's, I mean, it's still nice, don't get me wrong. I was hoping for, like, the one-turn kill just because it would be funny. You can let Gregor get his revenge. We'll let Gregor eviscerate this thing next turn, though, right? Assuming Heathcliff gets a decent speed roll, which he doesn't have any, like, necessity to. Yeah. That's fine. We'll wait one more turn before we go all out, then. It'll be worthwhile. Just gotta wait till we get like a good set of rolls. Yeah. Probably should have made sure that Faust didn't have a chance of getting hit here, because it would ruin her skill 3 if she gets hit, but you know, hindsight it's 2020. Yeah, you're good. Okay, cool. You don't get hit, Faust might get hit, which would be really unfortunate if so. Yeah, okay. That's fine. She can still skill 3, it just is going to do significantly less here. Okay, that's also not high enough. It's good enough. Is it? I don't know, I think I should just go for it. There's not really that big of a benefit to just keep on stockpiling, I don't think. Just going to do more harm than good, probably. Which part is that? The head? Cool. That's what I'm going to go all out on. Yeah, opportunistic slash without the 3 coin power. It's still fine. We'll do some evisceration. Really should have gone all out in the head. Don't know why I hit the body with that. But that's fine. This one's going for the head. That's good. We're definitely killing you this turn. We've got a lot of strong stuff. Is this the one going for the body? Is this the one clashing the body, I should specify? It is, yeah, cool. That's fine. Doesn't make too big of a difference either way. We get the quick suppression. It's not high enough speed to get the coin power, but I mean, we still get the fragile. Blink thrust should be more than enough, and we've got Faust as a backup in case things go wrong, but yeah, we get the kill. Not really like the funny mega death turn I was hoping for, but I mean, it was fine. Kind of we're in an unfortunate position because we immediately got quick suppression in Heathcliff's bottom slot, right? Because it meant that, we really couldn't do too much as far as like body sacking goes, right? Cost, I'll take it. Doesn't do anything for me, but I'll take it. Let's see. Now, the only thing potentially gettable here that was in at launch would be Watchdog. So I guess we go for this, grab Talisman. I guess we can grab either of these, right? We can grab Standard Duty Battery. That was a Mirror Dungeon 1 EU gift, so yeah. We can grab Standard Duty Battery. We've got some Rupture. And I mean, it's just a damage increase. Okay. That's Gossipium, so yeah, the Ruins are funny streak, but that's fine. We can press on. It's alright. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, I don't know, weird, like, hunch, but I don't think these guys were in the game on launch, not gonna lie. I don't know, just a thought, just a thought. Okay, nice. 3 of them have been staggered. Only one of them that, you know, well, wasn't staggered. That one's going to get staggered. Pretty quickly, hopefully, right? Not going to be like an immediate stagger because, well, it's the Heesong skill 1. Really isn't going to do too much. But it might do enough, right? These guys are neutral slash, I believe, right? No, they're fatal to it, that's right. They're neutral to blunt. I know they resist pierce, obviously. That guy's dead, cool, and they're just all dead. Nice. Ring, more like... Wing. Because they're like a little bird. I mean, I guess I gotta take this, that's fine. I could throw it. Maybe I will accidentally throw it. No, that's fine. We'll sell this when we get the opportunity to. It shouldn't be too big of a difference. It'll be a bit of a difference, but not too big of one. This is a mirrored on one of you gift. Cool. I'm trying to... There we go. We're just gambling on the 95 once again. Kurokuma Honglu could never do us wrong, though. Surely. Stick to bottom path, more slash weak. Simple enough. Yeah, it's these guys again. I had a feeling. Just had, you know, a slight, you know, hunch. Just a feeling in my gut, if you will. Okay, yeah, we didn't use any skill 3s, and it's making it impossible to see anything that's going on. Yeah, I actively chose not to opportunistic slash, since it's better to save for turn 2. Not that it'll make the biggest difference, because, well, these guys are all pretty dead here, I think. Right? It means we're gonna do a lot of damage to this guy, though. They're weak to slash, so like opportunistic slash is just doing really well in general. Yeah, that guy's 5 HP actually. Oh, we cloud burst him. That's a little unfortunate. Really would have preferred if one of the weaker skills killed him, but yeah, I don't think we're killing all of them this turn now. Actually, wait, those are. I just realized those sure are Rowdy's the guns. We're not killing all of them, but like I think there's finally gonna be one alive after these go through, right? Because obviously, concentrated fire kills that guy, concentrated fire kills that guy. Yeah, just one left. Okay, cool. We can just full send this, and I mean, it'll do well enough. Cool. That'll work. Alright, we've got event now, and then one more fight, and then boss. You. I never do my assignments. Psh. Lose 30 SP, that's fine. Small praise to pay to not tarnish my, funny bit. Sure, we've got the funny backstabber thing right now, the deceptive accord, but we'll ditch that soon. It's fine. This is also... I don't know, I hadn't really looked at it. I thought this was a... True speak or something, I don't know. Oh well, it's fine. Ishmael seems to have gotten hit a little bit. I mean, that's fine. Okay, nice Cloud Cutter. Should do some nice damage here. Cool. That little guy should, like, just get blown away by the wind. That's a kill. That's a kill. And then all of our other stuff just needs to kill those two in the back, so that should work. Okay, I guess I didn't factor in the tails. That's alright. One of our other ram attacks will do the job. Okay. Please win the clash. Yeah, the Sandy lost from just saying no to the contract. A little bit unfortunate, but, them's the breaks. Yeah, they're not all dead. Maybe if, you know, things went a little bit better. If we had just gotten that, like, double heads on Faust, then we would have been able to kill them all here. That's fine. She was 30 sanity, so it wasn't, like... Oh no, I had really bad luck or anything. Like, you know, it was a 20% chance of tails, and it had 2 coins on it, so either of them being tails would have failed to kill, so... Not a big deal. Not at all. Well, Gossipium time, see how this goes. You don't really fight Gossipium too frequently. It's not on a lot of lures, similar to, you know, Watchdog, right? They're similar in that regard. They're not really on any, like, final floors. They're only on, like, mid-run floors, which makes them really weird. Who's this going for? You've got a block, right? Yeah, I had a feeling. This attack's gonna do, like, nothing. Yeah, that's fine. Unfortunately, Lust stuff is really bad here, just because you resisted a lot. Well, unfortunately, I mean, like, it's not a big deal at all. Favored. Gotta gamble it, I think. Maybe we don't, actually, if we do, like, one of these instead. I'd like you to get some Sandy going, so, what's better odds for me? I want to say Flaying Surge. Both of them have, you know, a decent chance of failure, but that works out well. Nice. Good charge. Link Thrust should do decently for us here. You're weak to slash and all, right? Deep cuts for the funny 4 haste next turn. It's good to have, right? We could Hex Nail, right? If we we're doing a lot of Pierce stuff in a turn. Hex Nail was a launch ego. And it's pretty strong, especially in combination with LCR Faust, since she can get a lot of speed. The Eviscerates, like, still, like, for a 0.2 Lust resistance, 45 is really not bad, right? Could have been, like, a lot worse, maybe. Okay, you weren't particularly fast this turn, even with the 4 haste. Is that a min speed roll? Yeah, sure is. That's fine. We can live with it. You're going for that bit, yeah. Right, Stained Gossipium State next turn, all that sort of jazz that you like so much. Let's see, I kind of want to clash with people who, not doing great on sanity. Just so they can, well, get more sanity. You can get Mind Whip next turn. That would be pretty funny if you had that good sanity for that, right? Yeah, well, we'll gamble those. It's some favorites going on right here. Could be bad, but it's worth it. Cloud Cutter, I mean, if we had more Sandy, that would have been really nice, but that's fine. We're doing, like, some solid damage. Should be able to stagger it sometime next turn. We are Mind Whipping, if nothing else, right? And Mind Whip, as you know, does a lot. Okay. That's a bit unfortunate. Rolled tails that time, though, so that's good. And how do we do in this clash? We win, cool. 35 Sandy and Ishmael, pretty nice. Should be able to lead to a pretty solid Mind Whip, right? We get, like, more bleed, that's fine. I think we can get away with full one-siding. Actually, I just saw our speed values. Yeah, no, okay. Well, you can dominating that, so that's nice. You're taking 2 unclashables, though. I don't know if I want that. I mean, like, you could evade. I guess that is true. As, like, a safety measure, right? Evade both of those in case we don't, like, stagger you this turn. It's probably a safe-ish choice. You can't clash any of those. You can't. You can clash that. That's struggling. I'll just Liger to main here. Like, might as well, right? We can get the paralysis. Always really solid to have. Just to make the rest of our clashes relatively safe. We didn't get the Gloom Res, did we? I don't think so. We don't have a lot of Gloom on this team. I don't think we could get the Gloom Res. Like, I think we just straight up can't get the Gloom Res. Yeah, because there's only 2 people on this team with Gloom. Okay. So in, like, a focus encounter, we're pretty fine. Yeah, this is why we did this, though, because we really didn't have enough damage. Because this thing outspeeds Ishmael. We could have probably just clashed with Mass Attack with Mind Whip, admittedly, and that probably would have still worked. But now we can just full one-sided and be set. You get staggered, you either die or you just take a bunch of damage. We'll body sack here. It's just so next turn we can get a funny quick suppression if we get the opportunity to, right? Because that's always funny. Mind Whip. Nice. Solid damage. Nothing like too insane, but pretty solid. Dismember, Cloud Burst. Oh, Tails on Cloud Burst, that's fine. Sandy moment. Yeah, we get our body sack, so you're going to be doing good on haste next turn. You know, that isn't very launch, that quote there. Not gonna lie. Yeah, now we get immediate quick suppression, so that'll do wonders. Do a world of wonders. And we just end that. Cool. You're very dead this turn. I think quick suppression alone just kills you, yeah. But even if it didn't, you'd have 4 fragile, and you'd be, good as dead. Okay, cool. It's one of those fights that can take a little bit to clear that guy, but it's usually not too big of a worry. The bleed can add up, that's for sure. You're worried about that, well, you've got a good reason to be worried about that, I don't blame you. Oh, when we go, okay, I mean, I think I gotta go Vain Pride here. Just simply because this is a launch fight. Is it a bit of a boring one? Yeah, a little bit. Let me sell the Deceptive Accord. Don't want that fraud. Look at these EU gifts. This is like this is just seeing that like setup of EU gifts like feels nostalgic, right? Like I can just feel like all like that Mirror Dungeon 1 energy just emanating from it. This Mirror Dungeon 1 would have been done by now though, since I was only 3 floors. Do a bit of that, sure. These guys resist our slash attacks, which is pretty rude. We're getting some Rupture Infliction kind of randomly on everything, thanks to getting Standard Duty Battery. It's classic stuff. That robot's pretty dead. I guess it's not dead because we're hitting it with Thoust, yeah. So that doesn't kill, unfortunately, but that robot should just die to something random next turn, so it's pretty dead. My point still stands, I guess. You get one of those going, we'll be doing good here, yeah. Shooting the robot that was like basically dead is a little overkill, don't get me wrong. Okay, unfortunate. Once again, the tails is sad, but you wouldn't have been able to kill anyways there. Just didn't have the damage. Cool. Once again, shooting a robot to death. Shooting a robot to death. Yeah, Cool. Yeah, there's a reason why Rabbit Heathcliff is considered the best, like, launch ID. It's because he's stupid. Just a lot of damage. Ammo really isn't that big of an issue outside, like, certain story fights and chain battle stuff. Like, PM's definitely going in a direction with some of their stuff, and the point where stuff like ammo units like Rabbit Heathcliff are going to just innately be worse in the future, right? Which is why, there's only 2 ammo units that actually can, like, reasonably run out of ammo, right? Just him and LCCB Ishmael. Well, I'll take it. Took me a second to think, because it feels like... The thing about Mirror Dungeon 1 Ego Gifts is that, like... They're the ones that focus on status effects usually are pretty minor. So it just kind of feels weird to be like, yeah, Melty Eyeball was Mirror Dungeon 1 Ego Gift, because it feels so, like, Tremor, like, sided, compared to a lot of other launches. I mean, I say that when, like, there was so much, like... I mean, like, there was some random stuff at launch for various status effects and stuff, right? It's not like there was nothing of the sort. There wasn't as big a focus. Burn still had some pretty notable stuff, Various things here and there. I'd say Burn is notable stuff, but, like, Burn's only... Well, Burn count on launch was Merso's skill 3, Leo Merso's skill 3, and there were only 2 Burn IDs on launch. With Liu Gregor being the other one who had no actual Burn infliction. You had to rely on, like, Burn... You'd burn potency ego stuff, right? I guess that's, like, another option. There was, like, the 3/4 match flames on launch, too. Whoopee. Yeah. Good luck getting Ryoshi 4th match flame without grinding a stupid amount within the first month of the game, though. Yeah. Because it was a slow grind at first. Very, very slow. Completed eventually. It took me, like... I mean, it probably took me, like roughly a month. Maybe? Feels like that was a lot of mirror dungeons, but, like, thinking about how many resources I would have gotten off of, like, modern mirror dungeon rates and modern mirror dungeon rewards, like... God, it would have been incredible. Like, a while... Like, I remember, like, a few months back, I feel like PM mentioned something about, like, wanting to make mirror dungeon, like, rewards, like an option, like... Kind of vaguely similar to, like, what used to happen, right? Like, where... Well, so, originally with Mirror Dungeon 1, you had the option to... Or not the option, but you also gained experience tickets from Mirror Dungeoning, right? This only lasted until, like, Luxcavation release, so, like, it was, like, 2-3 weeks. So not, like, a super, like, long-term thing. But it was there for at least a little bit. Okay. Getting fairly lucky with some of these various... I mean, I think a floor... Not particularly. This isn't like a Kanto 2 floor or something. It's a Pride floor. I don't know. Never mind me. What was I saying? But yeah, you'd get experience tickets alongside whatever your rewards for clearing mirror dungeons before Lux released. I think they said something like a little bit ago about like wanting to make it so maybe there was like an option after you cleared a mirror dungeon, like, oh, you can take some experience tickets if you want, or something along those lines, which seems like a really good change. XP Luxcavation is really bad right now. If you could just passively gain, like, not necessarily like a stupid amount of experience tickets, but like a decent bit of them from just doing mirror dungeons, it would really help a lot, especially new players. That's always the thing, right? New players are the ones who really seem to suffer the most, and most of the time, right? There's a lot of things that really aren't very beginner-friendly. I think we're quick expressing a low HP guy, right? The one at the bottom. So, like, a little overkill. I mean, not, like, low HP necessarily, but he was already staggered, right? These guys are all weak to Pierce, so, anything Heathcliff does is a stupid amount of damage to them. Yeah. I don't know. I'm sure next Mirror Dungeon is going to do... I think the main thing we're going to get next Mirror Dungeon is every single fight's going to be a chain battle. I think that's going to be more so the thing. Wouldn't be surprised if next Mirror Dungeon, like, the bit they go for is if they take, like, a Railway 4 approach and make it so, like, instead of, like, 4 floors, it's 4, like, long battles, right? Something like that. Could be an interesting way of going about doing it. Each, like, fight having being, like, a chain battle, like, type thing where the enemy has, like, reinforcements, too. and like being in multiple waves. I think that could be an interesting way they could go about doing it, right? I don't know, just kind of spitballing. Okay, we're looking good though. Don't need to do any of this lame stuff. I mean, I guess we'll heal everyone up because that's pretty classic. Those heal nodes. Something that they had back then.
잘 되었으면 좋겠네요.
I don't know. That's just my potential theory for what they might do next, Railway. Deviat Rhodion's going to feel pretty iffy on launch, I'm sure. Like, that's without a doubt. It's just kind of how it's been designed, yeah. God, this fight's so lame. Shh. Hate just throwing away like good attacks because like what else is the purpose, right? Like these guys have a bit of HP here, don't get me wrong. It's not like the worst thing, but it's still mid. But yeah, Deviate Rhodion definitely gonna rely on chain battles to be a more predominant thing. She's gonna feel really bad in Mirror Dungeon for like these couple of months when Mirror Dungeon is mostly non-chain battles. Like if you want to chain battle in Mirror Dungeon, you got to go to the Walpurgis floor, or you need to go to the Warp Express floor, right? Which are both pretty long floors and feel annoying to go to, right? So I don't know. Doesn't seem like it'll be very worth it. Otherwise, you're just gonna have to accept the fact that Rhodion's just gonna have to leave soon. I mean, she doesn't have to leave, right? It's like an optional thing. You can let her keep on getting hit. As long as you've got decent healing stuff, like, you'll be fine anyways. So, I mean, that's an idea, I guess. I don't know. Something to ponder about. We'll see. Definitely gonna need to see her numbers. I know, I've been thinking about it, like, a lot, though. But, like, Bygone Days Ishmael is just so insane. Like, once again, numbers will probably change it, like, what I think of it to some degree. But, like, even if it's, like, the minimum possible of each of those numbers, like, will still be a really strong ego. The only, like, thing people have been, like, slightly fearing is, like, if it ends up requiring Gluttony, then it might be pretty rough, right? Because if it requires Gluttony, well, current, like, meta sinking team really doesn't have a lot of Gluttony, unless you're running Spice Bush, which, I mean, if you can, if you want, right? I've kind of become, I'm personally more of a Funeral Dead Butterflies, or, no, Solomon fan, right? For Yisong, in which case I don't have Gluttony. But, like, genuinely, if it does end up costing Gluttony, I think, like, the meta play might be just, like, drop Other Otis, take, like, Deity Merceau or something. Because if you can consistently and conveniently just get Echoes of the Manor without needing Butler Otis, like, Butler Otis is still really good for singing even without Echoes of the Manor, right? But she becomes a lot more replaceable without it. That's what I think, at least. I don't know. This is me being like, yeah, Butler Otis is like dead or something. I just mean, like, it's very possible she might be replaceable. Now, if it's like Echoes of the Manor 1 or something, like, maybe not then, right? Echoes of the Manor 3 is really nice to get from Otis. I'm expecting it to be like Echoes of the Manor 2, though. That's the same amount like Faust has. But, like, on top of it, you're also going to be getting the, Intruder status effect thingy, which is also going to be really strong, depending on how much it stacks. But, like, just deal more damage if based on how much singing the enemy has. Sounds pretty strong. It's also got Gloom for Jillian. It's also got some sinking count on it. Like, it just seems like it's going to be really insane to go. And it's probably going to be the last sinking thing we get for, like, a while, right? Because, like, it's the end of the sinking season. Nothing else we've been forecast to be getting soon seems super sinking-y. So, like, I think it'll just be, like, the end of, like, the sinking season, pretty much, right? Like, we've gotten all the sinking stuff we're going to get after that point, and, I mean, sinking's in a really solid position, right? It doesn't need anything else right now. It doesn't really even need Bygone Days Ishmael. Just, like, a little thing on top to just give you a little more variety in team building, right? It allows you to potentially, like, drop, like, Butler Otis or something for someone else if you want to, right? Like, I'm genuinely, maybe I'll, like, just drop all Otis for, like, DHE Honglu or something, right? I just enjoy him a lot. He's kind of not great on singing teams because he isn't, like, super... He doesn't fill a niche that, like, no other thing can do, right? And he's not particularly great for syncing, but he's fun to use. I don't know. All in all, I think it's going to be a really nice eco to have, just because it's going to mean that, like, Ishmael is going to be unreplaceable in singing teams, that's for sure. She's already, like, Molar's already really good, don't get me wrong. Like, this is just going to, like, cement it, right? In case it wasn't obvious enough. You're going to get hit, that's fine. It's the end of the round. Yeah, so that's cool. Deviat Rodion, probably not going to be, like, it's not what Rupture needs. I think it's a good sign that Rupture is probably going to be getting a lot next season, though. Rupture just needs, like, some big thing to it. I think people, like, really... I think people that want, like, IDs that can maintain Rupture count without trying, I really hope they don't do that, because that's the fun part about Rupture, is the fact that, like, you do actually need to think about the count. Now, don't get me wrong, they probably are just going to give us IDs that can maintain Rupture count for free and that sort of thing. You no longer need to think about it. Reducing it to, like, level every other status effect. That's how it always is, right? At the end of the day, like, every status effect is going to become basically the same thing but slightly different flavor. Because, well, the different flavored stuff isn't as strong. Compared to just making everything just some degree of Rupture. And this should take this guy down, yeah. Rambling for a bit because it's a long fight, but there we go. Pretty nice. That's been our, you know, meta of bygone days, run, you could say. If we want to make a funny, not very funny punny. But something. Give me my 3 levels. Love to see it. And we can do our daily pulls. Well, Burtis ends pretty soon. So, I mean, who knows, maybe I'll get the Molaroff's announcer I've been needing. I doubt it, but, you know, it's a possibility, I guess. The odds of you pulling a past season announcer, or I mean a past Wall Purchase announcer, is just really low. I'm just going to accept that I'm never going to get the Molar Office announcer, and I'm not really that bothered because I'm not like a particular Molar Office fan. Oh, Rodion shards. That's nice. A little bit more. Push us almost to the degree of being able to shard Deviat without needing to even, like, use any boxes, but that's a minor thing. But yeah, anyways, that'll be all for this time. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye!